Bitcoin ready for a big move going into January 2024. We got this wonderfully technical symmetrical triangle forming with the constricting coiling up price action ready for a big explosive move out of this triangle, as we've just seen the fireworks on New Year's Eve. Now we're looking for the fireworks on the charts, and I will be preparing you for everything that you need to know to trade this triangle successfully. Okay, I want to be talking through the fake out scenario, because this is where a lot of people will lose a lot of money. I'm telling you, it's happening time and time and time again. People get a little bit too excited as the triangle starts to break out, and they're getting their breakout trades. A little bit of FOMO occurs, and a big whipsaw price action wrecking and liquidating a lot of people. So I want to talk you through that so you can be on the champion side and actually make some profits on the fake outs that are going to be occurring. So yeah, I think it's going to be a wonderful one. I'm really looking forward to it. Let's just start off January as we mean to go on for the rest of the year, right? So yeah, I hope that you have got maybe some goals set, you got something that you want to achieve, and I hope it's in trading, right? You have some trading goals, you want to make some profits, and I hope you can be doing that alongside us with Chart Champions. I'm going to be here every single day, coming in here, analyzing the charts, taking trades, and absolutely crushing it. I'm personally extremely excited, extremely, just positive and looking forward. I think it's going to be a wonderful year, not only on the charts in terms of the volatility and the opportunities, but just for myself as well. Just really nice to be back in a routine, coming in here every day and just enjoying myself. And this is what I love to do. And yeah, I'm just personally happy to be here. So yeah, hope that you enjoy this video. Let's crush it together and let's start looking at this triangle. And what a wonderful triangle it is, right? Really simply going from high to low, back up to the high, and then this is where we came back to the low. So we started to recognize this triangle at the end of December. Been posting it in the Discord. This is obviously the Champions Discord, where we had the triangle in play. We're getting a little bit of a bounce here off the daily. I done a Champions live stream where I told my team at this point, I'm not longing here. We are getting a bit of a reaction bounce off the daily, but I've got no interest in the long from here. Over the next 24 48 hours, we did finally start to break down through the daily that we had here and made our way to the bottom of the triangle. So you can see the bottom of the triangle, you had this confluence with the weekly. Really don't class it as a strong level, but you did get a reaction, right? So you bounce off of the low of the triangle, bounce, and then you retest the CC, and this is where you can open longs with a very small invalidation. Why? Because at this point you've got there the bounce off of the weekly. Okay, so you wait for the bottom of the triangle bounce off of the weekly, and then you get that bounce on a CC retest. And here, you can long at the CC, stop loss below the low. That then gives you the invalidation. It gives you an entry trigger, and you can see from here, I'll go down on a lower term time frame just so you can see how this progressed. Okay, so then you take your Fibonacci from low up to the high of that bounce. You can see how you retest that CC, and from that you've got a lovely bounce to the upside. And then if you take your Fibonacci, basically you can start to build this up like a 3 drives pattern, really. So you can see then from the low of that bounce up to then the next high, you can see then into the early hours you get another CC Fibonacci retest with a bit of a bounce underway. So what I like to do here is then start to build up some trend lines. Okay, I then like to look at channels that are forming and see what we have going on to here. So one pattern that I really like is a 3 drives pattern, and this is where we get a first drive, okay, a second drive, and a third drive to the upside. It's called a 3 drives pattern, and that's where you look for a reversal. What I prefer though on this particular one is drawing some trend lines. Okay, we can see if we draw a trend line along the low, we've lost this first low. Okay, so this will be our trend line touch 1 2 3, loss and retest. So what I'm going to do, a lot of technical analysis is at first experimenting, right? So we want to draw some trend lines here and see what we got going on. Do I like the look of this? My answer to this initially would be no, but what I can do now is delete those trend lines and put on a parallel channel, and I can see to myself, do I like the parallel channel more than I like those trend lines? So let's see, let's add this on together from the 2 lows that we have up to those highs. I can say, yes, this is something I really like. Look at this then. So we have the perfect respect then off of the low the high previously. I love to see that. And then you can see here, perfect respect, and of course, that was the touch point that we used. Then when you look at the middle of the channel, look at this, respect off the middle of the channel, respect off the middle of the channel. So this, I can say to myself, I really like this parallel channel. This then gives me a very nice anchorage point in terms of, okay, I can now build up a bigger picture. We are currently bouncing off of the weekly, which was our, well, really simply weekly level on that triangle low. From that, we got our bounce, retested the CC, bounce into the CC, okay? And we got a upward sloping parallel channel with currently a little bit of resistance off of the midpoint of this channel. This is just giving me a picture. This is more of a lower term time frame picture, but it does help build my bias. What I'm going to do is remove those levels and give a little bit of a zoom out. Okay, the next thing that I'll do for myself, building up more of a context, I'll always say this when I'm educating, that we absolutely need to rely on context. And that is why I like to review always the past few days of price action, because if we do not understand what has happened in the past few days, we do not have any context of what is happening now. You need to know where price has been coming from to understand where it is likely probable to go next. It's absolutely key. So with that building up of a picture, building up that context, what I love to do is build, have a volume profile. So I'll pull out my fixed range tool and I'll look really where I see the start of the range forming. And we can see here, ultimately value area low, back into the range point of control, through value area low onto the weekly, reclaim a value area low. So I know that I've got important local support at the value area low still, and a big resistance at the range point of control. Okay, so that's the value area high. Look at this. The value area high I really like, because what can we see here on the value area high? We can actually see how that could line up with a fake out of our triangle. So let's just play the scenario for a second that we get a move to the upside and what would look like a breakout at the time. Let's say we do this. Okay, the fake out scenario is that we actually then end up coming down after taking that liquidity and getting a much bigger flush to the downside. So essentially you come up, take some highs, or at least fake out of the triangle, could just be a smaller move, and you come back in. So this is why I do not like to long breakouts of triangles, neither short breakdowns. I'm much more interested, if we start to break up here, in looking for a short if we get the fake out, and a long trade if we get the fake out of the low. So just like we can see the fake out of the high, we look for the fake out of the low. And I want to make this extremely clear. I would only short the highs or long the lows if I have confirmation of that fake out. If we simply get a break out, which means we break above or below the triangle trend lines, and we start to see strength on that breakout, that would mean an increase in volume. That is when I would say to myself, okay, this is a legit breakout, and I can start to look now for the triangle targets. So you can see I'm very reactionary when it comes to the charts. I can look at the technical analysis and I can have my personal bias of where I believe the triangle is going to break to. For example, do I have more of a bullish or bearish bias? I formulate that bias by analyzing the charts. But I understand that my bias when it comes to the trade is irrelevant, right? So I'm going to be looking at the information and data given to me live in the time upon having an alert triggered as we start to get a breakout of that triangle. What I will do, as soon as I get the alert go off, again, I do not mind if it's breaking down or breaking up. I can make profits either way. Myself as a trader, I have no underlying bias of, I need this to go up. I need this to go down. I'm not a perma bull. I'm not a perma bear. I am a trader that makes money either way in this market. So I'll have my alert set and I'll wait for that break. Once we get a break of that trend line, I will zoom in on the order flow. With that order flow, I'll have real-time data, volume data given to me, which will give me a great advantage to analyze, is this likely a real breakout or are we getting more of a fake out? To analyze that, I start to use things such as open interest, CVD, delta, and trade count. These are some really useful order flow tools that can give me a very high probability of whether we're likely to get the breakout or the fake out. This is everything that we teach, of course, inside of our membership mentorship plan. Okay, so these are all theories that we teach and I use on a regular basis. Of course, now I want to talk you through the the legit targets, and we have some really lovely confluence at these targets, by the way. Before I move on to that, I just want to do really quickly a reminder of you that in the last video that we done, which was the roundtable, myself, Coach Rivalry, Coach Severin, we had Scott coming in to be the question guy, like the host of the show. And unfortunately, Eagle was ill. There was a lot of comments. Where's Eagle? Eagle was ill for this one, but he'll be on the next one. And this is something where we come together every month, and we decided to release this over here on YouTube for you. So if you haven't watched it already, go check it out. It was a nice video. You can learn some stuff about myself and the other coaches and understand what we are looking for in 2024 and really evaluating our 2023. So just wanted to remind you all of that. And of course, a reminder I'll give you every video, and that is if you want to see more of myself, if you want to see more of the other coaches, learn, really strive, push forwards, complete and hit your goals, then you know where to be. If it's to trade, it's Chart Champions. We come in here every day. We got the daily live stream updates. We got the educational library. We got the live trading streams where you can see that theory put into action in real time. Dedicated altcoin streams, AMAs, trade recaps, of course, then the roundtables too. You got everything that you need to succeed on chartchampions.com. This is the one-stop shop, basically, for all of your trading needs. Everything that you can think about trading, we've got covered for you. So yeah, if you want more from myself, well, I'll be doing a live stream tomorrow morning in the daily morning trading updates where we just go into the charts, we look at what's for the day ahead, and we find a nice juicy setup for you. So that's what we got tomorrow morning. Then in the afternoon, we got more live trading. So tomorrow, we're already back, action-packed. Let's just, as I said at the start of the video, start as we mean to go on. We'll be here every day for you in 2024, giving out new education, new strategies, daily updates, live trading, everything that you need. And I'm very proud and happy of what we're offering here at Chart Champions. So that's enough of that. And then let's end with the targets that we have of this triangle. So I actually really like the confluence, as I mentioned, on the break of this. Okay, why? Because we got these two lovely NPOCs. So this is our triangle, of course. And I think you absolutely need to be aware of the fake out, and that's why I started with the fake out scenario. That's where we get a breakout, but it ends out being a little bit of fake out. And how can we see that? Well, it doesn't hit the bigger targets. We more get a move that's like boom, and then a reversal, right? So that's what we're the fake out scenario. A breakout, and this is, remember, we're looking at the order flow live in the time, which under the courses, we have the whole Atlas strategy and we have the whole footprint strategies. This is where you come in and understand everything about the footprint charts, right? And so with that information, we'll learn, we'll see and analyze in the time, is it a real legit breakout? If it is, well, then we don't look for the fake out. We don't look for the, the reversal contrarian trade. We just look to follow the chart. And again, I wouldn't trade the breakout. I'd remain patient for us to hit the targets. And this really sits at around 48,700 zone. Okay, to the low of around 37,000 zone. I like this. This isn't the exact targets, but you can see if you actually take the legit target, it's on that zone. Okay, and to the downside, you can see very similar. This is slightly above. This would be that would be slightly above this target, and you can see this would be a slight front run of this target, where you look for the legit targets. But what's lovely about those targets is the confluence that you have with these big monthly NPOCs. These are big, nice, strong levels. Of course, you do have levels prior to this. For example, down here, we have a weekly naked point of control, which I do feel is a very nice level with confluence. And of course, up here at 47k, you have a massive range, previous range point of control. So this is what I mean. You have to be prepared in trading with, I would always say this, I'll end with a little golden reminder for you all, right? You have to have a bullish scenario and a bearish scenario. You have to be planned for both scenarios. Don't only be booking bullish. Don't only be looking bearish. Be prepared and planned for both. Of course, only trade one scenario, which we feel is the highest probability. But as always, trading is a game of probabilities. Even myself, doing this over a decade, I come to see that every day in the charts. You know, I'm not winning every trade I take. I do take losses, and that is part of the game. What we need to do is focus on our risk management, having a good strategy that will, you know, last over a set of 10 trades. You know, we can walk away with 7 wins. If we take 7 out of 10 wins, hey, we understand those losses are natural. They will happen. It is a game of probabilities, but we trade with high probabilities in our favor, the trades. That way we can take those long strings. We're in this for the long term. We'll always say this is a journey, right? This is a career. We are treating trading as a business. We are doing it very seriously. And that is how we, you know, we outperform the market time and time again, because we put in the time, we put in the effort, and we show up every single day. So yeah, that will be myself here signing out. If you want to see more of me, if you want to see more of the coaches, we'll be here for you every day in the Discord. This is where the, you know, the members only section, of course, on YouTube. We're here maybe once a week. But if you want us every single day, you know where to get us, chartchampions.com. Come over to the Champions membership package, and that is where you'll get daily access to it. For the Contenders, by the way, the Contenders is a cheaper package which is designed to give you just solely the educational material, which is the best place to start, by the way. You want to start off in there, come over, look at the speed runs, look at the courses, and this is where you can get access to all of the videos. Once you've, you know, really understood all that theory, you've understood the processes, you've learnt and studied those lessons, that's where you can upgrade to champions, right? And then you can start to watch the live trading, so you can get the in-time real updates of what we're looking at, and, you know, the outlooks for the day and the daily streams. So that's the process. I think you're going to absolutely love it, honestly. So yeah, I'm going to sign out here. I'm going to say I am ultra excited for this year. I think it's going to be the best year yet, in terms of the charts with the ETFs around the corner, but also just in terms of the service and, you know, the just to be here back in the routine. I'm just ultra looking forward to it, honestly. Like, it's going to be good. So yeah, if you want to see me, you know where to be. And I'm going to wrap up there and just say I suck as always ending the video, still in my good old, I don't know, not so much old anymore, but got my PJs on. I'm still the same as always. Love you all so much. Let's crush the charts together. I truly wish you the best. And yeah, love you all, CC Paul. Cheers, thank you. And that is me signing out. Goodbye. Thank you.